Have you been feeling overwhelmed, stressed, out of balance lately? Do you crave for a pocket of peace and tranquility in your busy life, but you struggle to find the time or space? Then we have the perfect solution for you. Meditation on Wheels. It's an RV sanctuary traveling in the metropolitan Washington D.C. area, offering transformative meditation experiences. It's a movable oasis of calm at your doorstep. Book us today to come to your business, school, government space, or event. Why? We bring the calm to you. meditationonwheels.com. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris Museum's The Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and we've been covering a lot about the spiritual significance of these spiritual inner powers. Many of us have been in situations that are testing or challenging us, and at the particular moment in time when the test is in front of us, we don't come out with our best. How many of you are guilty of that? The way the person said it, the way they looked at you, what they did or didn't do or shouldn't have done, you felt so vulnerable, so hurt, so sensitive, so, disappointed, insulted, unseen. And it's at that particular moment that the soul needs to sort of step back sometimes and ask the self, what does love want here? That's a power. Every time you respond with love and grace and wisdom and that which is beneficial for all parties involved, that is a power. But when you feel destroyed, disheartened, hurt, abused, disappointed, victimized, angry, vulnerable, scared, insecure, jealous, critical, judgment, you get where I'm coming, right? That's a lack of power. At that moment, I am lacking power, which means I'm not in my self-esteem. I'm not in my self-respect. I've completely forgotten that the soul is in charge and that the soul has the power to magnify whatever it wishes that is beneficial for the self. I completely forget that at that moment. The power is lacking. It has completely forgotten that I exist. So we have to be the ones who are in charge of how we respond to life's opportunities. You can call them challenges. You can call them difficulties, but they're your opportunities. A person doesn't care for you or has bad motives and intentions for you, but you live with them, or you're married to them, or you work with them. What power do you need? The power to discern. Let's say you're in a position to make a business deal and you're looking at the person's character, but at the particular moment in time, they're presenting everything very beautifully to you, but you noticed little red flags. Maybe you ignore it, or maybe you applied the power to discern. Is this person truthful to me? Or are they trying to take advantage of me? The power to discern. The power to discern will help you to sift through what is a real pearl here, what is a real diamond, and what is your real worth. The power to discern pulls the honesty from within you to keep checking and changing and being better in the sharpness of your decision making. Many situations come in front of us every single day. They don't have to be making a $10 million deal. They don't have to be making a decision to get married to a particular person. It doesn't even have to be the change of a job. You might think that you have to use the power to discern to relocate to another country because you're just tired of the country that you're living in. But the power to discern could just be when you look in the fridge, which vegetables are getting old, that you need to discern to use those first instead of wanting to make pizza because you have a desire for pizza, while the rest of the vegetables are getting wasted. You can apply the power to discern. You pass the kitchen sink. There are a few pots and pans in there. You know that if you just take 5 minutes of your life to wash and clean it up, the whole kitchen will have a fragrant, beautiful experience. But instead, you move and you leave it alone and just, I'll come back later, knowing that maybe many things can come between that moment and later. And you never know what can happen. And then you regret the sink filled with dirty dishes, and all of a sudden you get 10 guests who pop up on you and end up in your kitchen. And then they look in your sink and they might think, she kind of nasty, huh? Your discernment doesn't have to be big choices that you have to make. But now go deeper into the power of discernment, your thoughts. You're in a situation. You don't think you're worthy of it. If you apply discernment, you will determine if you're worthy or if you need a little bit more practice. There's a different way of looking at yourself. I am worthy, however, I need a little bit more experience. I am worthy, but I might need some support. Discernment will give you a fine-tuned way of looking at yourself and even your inner world. Another way of applying discernment. Somebody has hurt my feelings. And when the situation or the altercation comes to a final and each person has gone their own way, I don't apply discernment and I start to really argue in my head. And I'm blaming this person for what they said and did. And I start to look at them with really negative feelings and negative thoughts and ideas. And what you should have done is go inside of yourself, be honest, I'm so hurt here. But the fact that I'm hurt, I know it's an attachment to my identity. What they said or did was wrong, but what I'm now doing to myself is wrong, Jen. So where's your discernment? Are you your ego or attachment? Or are you wisdom and love? Who are you? Discernment will always choose the right answer. But we cannot reach that level of acute discernment without an enormous amount of self-honesty. We don't always like all the things that we see going on behind our eyes, the experiences that we've had, the relationships that could have become much better. When we use the power of discernment, we're able to heal things from the past and let certain things go, because discernment says sometimes some relationships just need some more time. Sometimes me believing in myself needs a little bit more time and experience. Sometimes when you apply the power to discern, it gives you insight into the future, so you're very conscious of the choices that you make right here and now. Your ability to tune into the show at whatever time that you choose to tune in, but especially for me, the 8 a.m. to 8:30 time, where we are live together, is like a discernment that says, this is important for me. I know she's here, I know she's alive, I know that we're able to talk and discuss with each other, and my soul gets nurtured. You're using your discernment because you know it's good for you. You see, whenever you use the power to discern, you will not be deceived. Underline that. Whenever you use the power to discern, you will not be deceived. When you're deceived, it wastes time. And many times the repercussion of making a decision from deception, or a decision that leads to deception, time, energy, money, relationships, your self-truth is wasted. Do you like that? Is that what gives you joy? Would you like to continue that way? I look at the world right now, and maybe I do 20, 30 minutes of news a day, if that much. Some days I don't even listen. Once in a while, I'll go on Twitter to just find out what is the latest news. And then, honestly, 5 minutes, I'm done. It's of no use. My discernment says this doesn't feed my spirit what it needs. Why am I investing my time and energy there? My five senses, that is governed by my spirit, the soul, will discern what brings me benefit in life, what enhances my spirit, what expands my glow, where's my love. It is so important for you to acknowledge. So let's take a look at the power of discernment that is offered as one of the 8 spiritual powers in the Brahma Kumaris. So, with the power to discern, look at the virtue of discernment. And I want you all to really underline the virtues in discernment. Purity. Wow, that's huge. Honesty. That's huge. Clarity, truthfulness, and accuracy. What the world needs right now. The world needs discernment. It is such a vital power at this time. When you look at just the way of the world, you don't know what is truth from illusion anymore. But if you live a life of purity, honesty, clarity, truthfulness, and accuracy, you'll be able to distinguish in an instant what is truth and what is an illusion, and you won't be deceived. All right, so let's take a look at the power to discern. It is the ability to discriminate, to really look into something very clearly and determine what is right, what isn't, what is high, what is low, what is truth from illusion, what is false from truth, what is light from dark. The second aspect is that it requires a divine intellect, knowledge, experience, and yoga. So yoga is your link between you, the soul, and God, the Supreme. When you develop a link between you, the soul, and God over and over again, over a long period of time, your intellect becomes very sensitive to what is true and what is pure. Experience, well, life gives us that, and so we're gaining insights into what works and what doesn't. Knowledge, the same. Knowledge will lead you to experience, and that's where your intellect becomes very divine. It's really very positive and very pure. Let's move on. So the power to discern, purity, honesty, clarity, truthfulness, accuracy, again, the virtues that accompany that. How are you living your life? Is there purity of thought? Put aside honesty with other people, but are you honest with the self? Are you clear and powerful intellect? When I speak of intellect, I mean your power to discern, your conscious choice, having wisdom behind the decisions that you make. The power to discern is a key component of the master powers. When you have developed the power to discern, you not only apply all the other powers in your life, but it becomes your experiential power that has complete wisdom in whoever and whatever you do. So I'd like to take this time and let's go into some meditation on this important and very, very, very powerful power, the power to discern. Let's take a deep breath now. And let's go into our meditation.
The power to discern. I remain silent, stay calm, and in a second, the screen of my mind opens a window, allowing me to see my life. To see my life as a series of entwined energies, as lights of different colors that I see from outside. I am at a distance from where I can observe without being disturbed. distant from attachments, impressions, memories, beliefs, bondages, weaknesses, or blame. I understand the dishonesty that screams within me, asking for my attention. And I'm aware of what I have to change. In the center of all of this emerges a green light, like a disc that starts to spin. It is the disc of the comprehension of the self, of my own virtue, my own beauty, my eternity, and my spiritual being, pure in its origin. And then I feel safe, free from conditioning. I focus all energy, now empowering confidence in myself. I listen carefully to all I want to say to myself. I feel so strong that I respond with wisdom. I don't react on impulse. I am clarity, simplicity, truth, authenticity. This is the power to discern. Feel the power.
Wow. How are you feeling when you really think about the choices that you're making in your life right now, and your discernment and your discrimination power that you can apply it to you and how you're doing first and foremost? Santo, shall we go to what our awakened intelligence is offering us and what chat might be offering? So the power to discriminate, often referred to as the power of discernment, is one of the 8 powers of Raj Yoga. It is crucial ability that involves distinguishing between what is true and what is false. Here's a good part. What is eternal and what is temporary. I never touched on that at all. And making wise choices between right and wrong. This power is particularly valuable in spiritual practice, as it allows individuals to identify and focus on their true spiritual nature rather than being caught up in the illusions or maya of the material world. The power to discriminate enables a person to see beyond the surface appearance and understand the deeper implications of the other, or of their thoughts, actions, and the events around them. By cultivating this power, practitioners of Raj Yoga aim to develop clearer insight and a deeper understanding of life's experiences, leading to more enlightened decisions and more purposeful life aligned with spiritual values. I tell you, awakened intelligence is no joke. Can't imagine when you gather everyone's searching and algorithms and where they kind of bring these stories together for you, it's really quite profound that even the computer science can extract from our consciousness things that we've been searching for, but we don't necessarily remember as human beings. And then we turn to science and it actually supports some truths that maybe we feel in our inner being or in our inner silence, but we forget when we're in action. Welcome to life, everyone. So let's take a look at what our Avyak signal is saying today. And it would be really, really nice for us to go deep into it. So for today, the Avyak signal are very high thoughts that come from the Supreme Power. And I'd like to share that today says, very interesting. If you are ever deceived by Maya, the illusions of the mind, in any way, the sign of those who are deceived are that they experience waves of sorrow. To experience a wave of the slightest sorrow, even in your thoughts, means that you have definitely been deceived in some way or the other. Is that huge or what? So check in what you were deceived and why you experienced sorrow. You are the children of God, the Supreme Father, the bestower of joy, and so your dreams should also be filled with happiness. So, have dreams of happiness, do service, celebrate a meeting with God. Your own personality and sanskars will change, and even your thoughts, behavior, and relationships will change. I love it. The effort that you make on yourself will have an impact on the lives of those around you. So here's my latest realization. I know I'm changing. I want to change faster. Certain little obstacles come in the way because of my limited thinking. The quicker I'm able to discern what's a limited thought versus an unlimited and eternal thought, the quicker I'm able to realize I'm guaranteeing happiness for my future. No waves of sorrow. So today, my dear friends out there, please practice the power of discernment. Use it as much as you can throughout the day, and you'll feel like you're taking charge of your life once again. Thank you so much for joining us today. To all of you on YouTube and elsewhere, my love and my good wishes are with you. But for all of you who are out there, lots of pure feelings and good wishes. And practice letting go. Practice breaking your attachments. Keep loving people the same. Something will be released from you. And you should never allow anyone that does anything to you to stop you from loving. Because love is your greatest power. And love heals. I know sometimes these relationships are daunting. I've had them myself. And yes, I want all my relationships to feel like heaven, to feel like a golden age. But sometimes they do not. And for those relationships that are strained and difficult or challenging, or they're my opportunity, it makes me question my value as a person. And if I'm having a difficult relationship with someone, and I question my value, I should come out with acceptance that I'm okay, I'm good. But if I come out with, I'm not good, I must be worthless, that's the reason why you're being tested. The moment you can discern that, you'll be free. So at the end of the day, none of God's children are bad. They just need more knowledge and wisdom to amplify their truth. Make sense? I hope so. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people you live with. And just keep smiling a little more. Thanks for joining us. All the best. Meditation. Intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practices. A common sentient series by Sacred Stories Publishing. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Rumi. A time to choose. We find ourselves right now in the age of great transformation, one of the most consequential moments in human history. These are indeed the times that the great prophets and seers throughout the millennia have spoken about. Mankind has experienced and survived many eras of tremendous change, of course, yet with each turn of the spiral, the permutations become more amplified, as if there will be one final revolution of the cycle that turns it all around, so we can start anew once more.